Hey guys, we are ready to review for this first part of Unit 4. We have been working on decimals, decimal place value, and coordinate grids. So let's start off by looking at this first slide. It says, write each decimal in words. So you have 1, 2, and 3. You have 3 problems. And I'm not going to say these the proper way. I'm going to just say the digits. And then in here, in this text box, you should be writing it the way that you would say it. So write it in the correct word form. So the first one you see we have 2.598, 2 and so then you fill in the rest there. For number 2, we have 0.21, 0 and what do we have after that? 3 was 1.006. So again, hopefully you can remember the different place values. Use your materials to help you as you do this study guide. Remember, this part is not a test. This is review. So use your resources. Use them to help you practice and study. The next part is all about place value. And remember, 1/10 as much means the same as dividing by 10. So when we're looking at this, remember this, I put this over to the right because when we do 1/10, we are actually moving to the right. And then if we were to multiply, we're going to move to the left. So it says, make the following changes to the number 2 and 614 thousandths. You're going to make the 1 worth 1/10 as much. Make the 4 worth 10 times as much. Make the 2 worth 1/10 as much. And make the 6 worth 10 times as much. So using the idea of place value and knowing that this was 2 and 614 thousandths. So for example, the first one here we'll do together, make the 1 worth 1/10 as much. I see the 1 is in the hundredths place. I want it 1/10 as much. So my 1 is actually going to move to the thousandth place. You can fill in the rest. And then, like I said, your teachers will go over this in your Google Meet. On this one, we have comparing. So these two kids were playing a game, and you see that they were comparing the decimals. So you're either going to use a greater than, less than, or equal sign. And here for you, I have gotten some less than and a couple greater than. I have created exactly what you need. So fortunately for you, I have gotten rid of that equal sign. So you know that none of them are equal to one another. You're going to compare Daryl's to Charity's. So you're for like number 1, 0 and 378 thousandths compared to 0 and 860 thousandths. So this one, we would drag the greater than sign because 860 thousandths is greater than 348 thousandths. So you have 4 more to do on your own to practice. On this one, you'll see I have shaded in 550 thousandths on the grid for you. What you want to do is use the grid and your knowledge about the place value to create 3 different names for this decimal. So this is a visual for you. It's the best we could do right now with a virtual one without having to make little squares for all those individual thousandths. But if you were to see, we would have shaded in 550 teeny tiny thousandths rectangles. Your job now is to make 3 more names. Okay, so think about what's another decimal that is equivalent to 550 thousandths. Maybe there's an addition problem that creates 550 thousandths. Maybe an expanded form. Maybe maybe words form. Maybe a fraction. So use that knowledge to fill that in. Then on slide 4, you are using the number lines to help you round. Okay, so you can insert text boxes to label the number lines. That is for you to use. But here you'll do rounded number. So you're going to round 3 and 6/10 to the nearest whole number. So you'll tell us what that rounded number is. And then you'll tell us, did you round up or did you round down? Okay, so 3 and 6/10. Think about the nearest whole number. 2 and 73 hundredths, you're going to round to the nearest tenth. So here you can use that number line again to help you. You'll have to insert your own text boxes for that. And you're going to round it to the nearest tenth. So you're going to tell me what 2 73/100 would round to as a tenth. Tell me, did you round that number up or did you round that number down? 2 73/100 again to the nearest whole number. Again, use that number line for yourself. Tell me what the rounded number is. Did you round up or did you round down? On slide number 5, you see here a coordinate grid. What you need to do is tell me the ordered pairs for the following. We have point A, point B, point C, and then we also have the origin. So hopefully you remember what the origin is. If you don't, remember you have the student reference book, you have past video lessons for you to look at. And finally, the last slide to review from the work that we have been doing in Unit 4. It's still using that same grid. You'll see here, though, that I have connected A, B, and C for you. So you are going to plot these points, and you want to remember to use over then up and use the circle shape to plot the points. So you can go here and you can pick the circle. So for the first one, 6, 10, I'm going to go over 6, and then I'm going to go up 10, and I'm going to put a dot right there. And that didn't turn out too well, and then I can shade that in black so we can see it. So you can still see that point. And then you're going to insert lines to connect. So for example, I'm then going to connect C to D. I might make that line a little bit thicker so we can see it. Okay, so you're going to start seeing a shape. So then you're going to tell me what image did you create by connecting these dots. So you need to finish it with E, F, G, H, J, and K. So you want to make sure you do these points in order and that you're going to see some sort of shape take place. And here you're going to tell us what shape it was. So that is the end of Unit 4, Part 1 Study Guide. Again, you're going to go over these correct answers with your teacher in the Google Meet. Good luck.